Well, I thought I would do a little video here because I've got a lot of these boards out of the 2020 unit and I don't know if the gentleman that owned it prior to me or prior owners or whatever, but I can't believe the work that's been done to these boards. I mean, they're just not in good shape. Let's start with this one, I guess. Let's see here if we can get it focused in. I don't know here. There we go. Okay. Sorry about the wiggling. Where's my pointer? Oh, man. I had my little red pointer, but hang on, guys. Let's see here. Sorry for the wiggling again. Okay, so I need to get a stand for this phone, I guess. You can see right here is one example of just terrible soldering and desoldering of a board. As you go down here, I mean, that's excessive, and I can almost guarantee you that that right there is not supposed to be touching, nor that right there. Even so, possibly this one. These are just what you call cross solders, and this is just one example. I mean, this is just miserable soldering right here, guys. Let it focus in, if it will. There we go. This is just, right here, that's just miserable soldering. Solder splatter all over here, solder splatter there, solder splatters. I mean, it's just everywhere. So if you ever do a restoration, just be careful in what you do. Here's another good example. This is just excess. You don't need that. That one's not enough. I don't even know why he was working on this board. But again, just poor soldering techniques. And that is one of the biggest issues with radios. You know, the old cold solder thing. I want to really show you this board. This board is just a joke. Okay, we'll start off with this PC board here. Sorry about the wiggling, but I just don't know how else to do this. But if you look right there, this is a what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7-pin chip right here. Let me get that in there a little closer. And all of these pins are cold solders. See if I can get that a little better for you. All of them are just barely soldered in. See if this helps. Yeah, there you go. Look at the soldering on this job. Look at this soldering here. Just look at this glob. And still a cold solder. There's still a hole in it. That's just a mess. Here you go. Look at this. That one doesn't even have enough solder on it. It's just barely there. And this glob here, this glob here. This board is just, I don't even understand how it was working. You know, I mean, really. But anyways, I know this is a little awkward and looking and everything, but I mean, come on. If you're gonna get into repairs or any type of restoring of radios, just spend a lot of time on how you solder. Here's another board. Now this, I don't even know if I can put this board back to being halfway decent. I don't know. But you get the picture, I guess. Just terrible soldering. You know, I don't know if this guy thought he was an engineer. He probably was one of those ham operators that, I used to work at the engineer plant and whatever, and you know, it's just sad. Just sad. I mean, right there is a split in the trace. Let's see here. Right there on that bottom trace where it turns right, that's a split in the trace. So, you know, I don't get it, what people think. And here we go again. Look at all the scratches on this board. Ridiculous. He lifted traces, several of them. Missed a solder right there. Didn't even fully solder that one. And I mean, this is the way the boards have been. One right after another. And I've got potentiometers in there that are just as bad. So, I have done a couple boards. I'll show you what I've done. Show you the difference. Okay, here's my boards that are completed now. I mean, you make your own decision, but compare that to what you're seeing here. That's just one board. Basically, I think I've got about 4 or 5 boards completely done. Sorry about that. Just trying to do 2 things at one time. Here's another one of my boards that are done. I mean, it was even difficult to fix what he had messed up. I mean, look at that. I still haven't got to that yet, that arc. But I mean, generally, to me, that's 100% better. But yeah, I mean, these are the boards that I've gone through. And to me, I guess that's the way a board should look, not like this. Or, you know, like that one. That's just so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boards done. And let's see here. I still have, I believe, 2 or 3 more boards in there to get done still. But I'll show you here how far it broke down. We've got this thing. So basically, I've got one more board in there to tear apart. That's the S meter. And those variable resistors, potentiometers, they're all miserable. When you turn them, they just go crazy. Now this was a kind of a funny situation too. Let me get to where you can see this. All right there, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Now there's 3 original resistors right there. Those brown what are they called? But them were the old resistors in the day. And he's put resistors. I just don't understand this. He's put resistors in line with the resistors that are there. So I don't understand it. I mean, is that, there we go. They're tied right on the resistors. The resistor, like that blue one, is tied to the legs of the, I keep forgetting the atoms. No, it's a, oh, there's a name for those resistors, but he's done it to every one of them. He's added a resistance to every one of those resistors, and they're tied right to the legs of the resistors. So, yeah, I don't get that at all. Why he did that? So that's the kind of stuff I'm dealing with. And it's all over this radio, surprisingly enough. The front panel's completely off. I can't get back in there right now because I'm trying to work this out. And I've also noticed, look right here. Let me get these out of the way. This is very common in this radio. Wires that have been taken out and taped off. This power supply capacitors. Oh my gosh. I'll go ahead and get this turned around here a little bit. Yeah, let's see here. Okay. That is just a mess. All these, hang on. All these caps, these are just hanging. All these tie points are just hanging out here. So the original caps that went in here were supposed to go in these holes. Well, he's changed this and he's added this wire over to here. And I mean, very, very poor work. This is what surprises me. Look at this mess right here. And I was looking at it. Hang on. Look at this mess right here. And I was looking at it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. There's a diode in here. It's not even hooked up. Where was it? Oh, right there. So right here, that diode isn't even hooked up. It's just sitting there. You know? See if it'll focus in. But yeah, I mean, you tell me what you think of this kind of work that's been done on this radio. And like I said, I'm not even sure about all this. You know, I haven't even gotten that far, but this has all been I mean, very poor work. Extremely poor work. So I don't know. Maybe you can see these better now that I got the light on. But yeah, He's put those right on the legs of those other resistors. And they're not the same, you know, I thought, okay, maybe the Allen Bradleys, that's what they are. The Allen Bradley resistors, the brown ones, went bad. Well, if they went bad, you'd replace it with the same color code, you know, but no, he didn't. They're all different sizes from what the Allen Bradleys are. So, I mean, look at that mess right there. How does that even... you got me, man. I can't even comprehend if that's a modification for this radio. See, that's what I'm battling with right now. And here's another one. There's a great one right there for you. Let's take the core out of this. I know this is a 10, 11 meter coil, but they took the core out. Oh, these are all adjusted like way too far out. But I'm assuming what he did here was he busted the octal core in there and then put this plastic one in there. Probably not even the right, you know, length. There's capacitors down here that are touching on the chassis. Both of these legs are on the metal chassis here. So, yeah. Incredible. And see, okay, this is what I was talking about on the backside. I don't know where this transformer really is supposed to go in these radios. But see, you're supposed to have a capacitor, then a capacitor in that hole, and a capacitor in that hole. Well, I don't know if he didn't even put in the right capacitors in here and had to use this to change. I don't know. I don't know what he's done. It's a Uniden one, but I have no idea where it goes yet. I'm going to have to do a lot of research. But anyways, I thought I'd throw in a quick video of this disaster. And, you know, I mean, I don't even know if I can get it back to factory, just factory. So, I don't know, guys. Anyways, there you go. That's what I'm up against. All of these knobs are push buttons. They're cracked. Every one of them. I don't know what he put on it, but you can see they're like sun rotted, I guess. But they're all cracked. You know, I just don't understand. See, you can see the cracks there. One, the bottom one, the second to bottom one, third to bottom one, fourth to bottom one, and that one's cracked on the other side, the top one. Oh no, it's cracked right there. Yeah, right there. You can see it now. So, I've got to do some research. I mean, just like this. That's a cross solder right there if I've ever seen one. Let's see if we can get that focused in. Right there. And then the one right here is a cross solder. And that one there is hardly soldered. I mean, it's got holes in it. Through the board. I mean, I don't know if this was factory done. Oh, I know not all of it was, but man, I tell you. Alright guys, there you go. There's what's going on with this Uniden 2020.